Hello, ladies. I was thinking about how lesbians have certain concerns or apprehensions about meeting women and dealing with rejection. And there's a couple of categories that fall under rejection with dating. And one can be you've never dated a woman at all, you don't have any experience about dating. So you've never approached a woman before. And that can be an initial fear of rejection that you may possess, because as a woman who loves women, we know that we live in a heteronormative society, and we know people can be pretty cruel, pretty harsh, pretty mean when it comes to gay, lesbian, or same sex attracted people. So our antennas are up. We're very aware and observant of how people are. And when you are newly coming out is a giant all by itself. But another giant is when you start the dating process. You may not know how to navigate dating if you are a lesbian or a same sex attracted person. And that's one category of fear of rejection or concerns about rejection. But the other category, in which I will address in this video, is you've approached a woman, you've experienced meeting a woman for the first time. You really like this girl, and you find her very attractive. You may like her personality. You've probably been around her for a little bit to the point where you're ready to share your interest, and not just interest as far as friendship. You want to show romantic interest in this woman. And you built up enough courage, because it takes courage to approach a person and let them know that you find them attractive, that you are interested in getting to know them on a romantic level. And you have finally made the first move. You've approached a woman, you've let this woman know that you are attracted to her. And your worst fear unfolds. The woman who you asked out, the woman who you made known that you are a lesbian, suddenly rejects you. Your heart dropped into your feet. You feel devastation. You might even feel embarrassment. You have all of these questions running through your mind, and you just don't know what to do with the feeling of rejection. You just don't know how to handle what to do next. Or your fears even go even deeper into thinking about, how is this woman going to treat me? I have to see her tomorrow because we work together, or we're in the same club organization together. She lives in my neighborhood. I don't know what to do, because now she knows that I'm attracted to her romantically. And she is not interested in me. What do I do? And this is what I will address in this video. I titled the video, What Lesbians Can Do to Overcome Rejection in Dating. My name is Giselle Wallace, lesbian life coach and author. Please take a moment to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you. We have been lesbians. We know that we're lesbians. We're fully aware that we are lesbians, but we also know that everyone does not know that we're a lesbian. And when it comes to dating, we have a desire and a will to be in a relationship with a woman because we're lesbians. And we know that in order to proceed and ultimately establish a relationship with another woman, we have to date first. And unfortunately, in the lesbian, gay, bisexual, LGBTQIA plus community, there is very limited information and resources that we can actually obtain and study and have access to apply to our lives. And it gets so complex that even when it comes to your belief system, your faith system, we know in most cases we can't resort to religious views according to dating because they do not condone homosexuality. And then we aren't able to get advice about dating from our parents because more than likely our parents are heterosexual and they don't know anything about being gay or lesbian or same-sex attracted. So our help, our resources are very scarce. And most people identify as heterosexual. They may or may not be homophobic. But either way, it's kind of difficult or it's almost impossible to be able to receive advice or guidance about dating, love, and relationships when you are a same-sex attracted person, because sometimes we don't know other gay, lesbian, or LGBTQ people personally to confide in and to learn from. And that can make us feel very alone. It can make us feel isolated. It can cause a lot of anxiety and uncertainty. And I think it's so important that more lesbian, gay, bisexual, and LGBTQIA plus people provide content and information for our community. And you want to be honest and transparent. You want to be authentic. And you want to also be responsible about the information that you provide, because we have enough going against us. We don't need more negative content or misleading or destructive content. We need positive, uplifting, educational content that we can utilize. And for me personally, I winged it alone. I come from a very homophobic family upbringing, very religious, a lot of toxic dogma and interactions with people that I was related to or people who I had close associations with in the religious community, I knew very early on that I could not rely on these people to provide me valid, essential, resourceful, and beneficial support and advice as a lesbian, because they did not approve of me being a lesbian. So I learned a lot of this information that I provide in my business as a life coach and through social media and on YouTube, to be able to be a resourceful outlet for lesbian, gay, bisexual, and LGBTQI people, because I understand the challenges, I understand the hardships, I understand feeling alienated. And I took it upon myself to learn for myself, and I had to face my fears and learn from my experiences, because rejection is inevitable. I'll repeat it. Rejection is inevitable. And one perspective that I take is I've been rejected all my life. And I'm not referring to women who I was attracted to. I'm referring to initially with my own family. I went through rejection. People in the church community, I went through rejection. I've gone through rejection on the job, in the workforce. I've gone through rejection just with from a standpoint of observing how other people think and feel about someone like myself, being a lesbian or gay or same-sex attracted person. We hear people talk about us all the time. They may not know that I'm a lesbian, but I can hear people talk about us in such a negative manner. And this can affect us. It can cause a lot of toxic energy within. And I decided, well, I've been through enough. I know enough. So instead of me subduing myself, and instead of me keeping myself in a place where I'm unhappy or I'm closeted or pretending to be someone who I'm not, I'm going to face my fears. I'm going to be myself, because I already know what it's like to be rejected from other people. So I know that I'm a lesbian. I know that I desire to be with a woman. And the only way I'm going to get there is I have to meet women. I have to get acquainted with women. And I view every interaction as a lesson instead of a loss. I'll repeat that. I review, I view every interaction as a lesson instead of a loss. There was a experience that I recall when I was attracted to a young lady, and she was older than me. We worked together. I worked in retail at the time, and I did not know if this woman was attracted to women at all. As a matter of fact, there was another young lady who worked with me, and she was a couple of years older than me. This was when I was in my early 20s. I might have been about 21, 22. And it was the first time that I let a woman know that I was interested in her on the job. Now, this doesn't mean this is the first time that I let a woman know that I was interested in her, meaning I was attracted to her, I was romantically interested. There's been other scenarios, but this one was the first time I ever let a woman know while I was on the job that I was attracted to her. And being on the job can be more complex and complicated. And the reason why is because you're not supposed to date coworkers. That's a general rule. And secondly, they have very strict policies and procedures about sexual harassment. And this is very important. This is very good. Now, keep in mind, this was years ago, um, like in the maybe 2000s, early 2000s, a little bit later than that. Yeah. And so just to basically give you a timeline, it was before 2015. And I remember clearly 2015 was the year that the Supreme Court of the United States allowed gay marriage to be legalized. And prior to 2015, gay marriage was not legal. And there was not any protections in the workforce industry for gay, lesbian, bisexual, LGBTQ people. That means it was very strict. It was pretty much you had no protection as a same-sex attracted person on the job. And this could cause a lot of conflict for LGBTQ people who were interested in someone on the job. So this was very challenging for me, but I was so attracted to this woman that it almost was like I couldn't keep it in. I had to let her know. It was that kind of situation. And she would usually speak to me and I would speak back. And some kind of way we exchanged phone numbers. I don't remember how that happened, how that scenario happened. However, we had each other's phone number. And one day I did give her a call. And I shared with her that I thought she was pretty. I said, I think you're very pretty and I like you. And I just waited and it seemed like an eternity for her to respond. And what she said is, I have a boyfriend. And I said, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to offend you. Do you think that you're attracted to women? Because I am. And she paused again. And then she responded, I think you're a nice person. I have to go. When I tell you that I did not know what to do or what to think, but it did not feel good. And I knew that I had to go to work the next day and see this woman. So my nerves were pretty bad. However, I knew I had to go to work. I got to pay my bills. So I'm going to go to work. So I did see her and things seemed pretty regular. She spoke when she saw me. And that was about it. We didn't talk about anything at all. And this is what ultimately happened. I want to first go back to the part where I said it was another young lady who was about a couple of years older than me. She actually was a lesbian as well, and she was a stud. So she outwardly um, expressed that she was masculine, and she was out. She let people know. Everybody knew she was a lesbian, and she was friends with the woman that I was attracted to. Now, I didn't approach the woman I was attracted to or let her know I was interested in her over the phone because I knew she was friends with my lesbian coworker, who I was actually really close with. It was really just my feelings. I really liked this woman and I couldn't deny it. And it was almost like I could not keep it in. It was going to come out either way. And so word got back to me that she was telling people on the job that I asked her out and that I must have assumed wrongly that she is into women because she is friends with my lesbian coworker. And so this rumor was going around on the job that since I knew she was friends with one of the lesbian ladies at the job, that I accused her of being a lesbian, which was not true. It had absolutely nothing to do with it. And I was devastated. Now, this was really bad. This was really bad. Turns out that she went to one of my managers and said that I was always trying to talk to her and she was not interested. And this was a lie because I did not really talk to her after that. It was more of a hi and bye because I got the message she was not interested. Well, turns out that the manager she went to, he was a man, and she did not know that he liked me. The manager, this man liked me, and he told me what she told him. And I was like, what? And I don't even speak to her. And he said to me, Giselle, he said, I know you. I know that you are very professional. And honestly, she's very messy. He said, you don't want to deal with her. She's messy. And I didn't really know her like that. And he said, Giselle, don't worry about it. She came and reported that you are talking to her all the time and trying to flirt with her. But I did not believe her the first time because I know you. You're professional. You're a great worker. Never mind her. Just don't even just keep on like you're doing. You don't have to worry about getting in trouble. And when I tell you I felt so relieved, it was a horrible experience. So the very first time that I ever let a woman know I was interested in her and we worked together on the job. We didn't work in the same department. It was in retail. She worked in another department from me, but because of being in retail, you do a lot of interaction and crossover work. So we would see each other randomly. So I really didn't know her, but I knew enough about her to where I was wanting to get to know her more. And she was not a friendly person. She was very homophobic, as a matter of fact. And I thought it was odd that my lesbian coworker was friends with her. But here's the irony in this. My lesbian coworker who was friends with her, she told me, she said, Giselle, I think she would be with a woman. I think she used other language, that I cannot say on here. She said, no doubt, she looked good or whatever. But even though she got a boyfriend, I really think that she likes women on the cool. So don't even worry about her. And I was like, at that point, the interest was gone because I just went through an ordeal on the job with her spreading the rumor that I was calling her gay or lesbian because she was friends with my lesbian coworker. That was a lie. And then secondly, she went to one of my managers and reported that I was trying to flirt with her. So in a sense, that is falsely accusing someone of sexual harassment. That's how serious that is. And again, keep in mind, this was before there were any protections on the job for same sex attracted people. So I didn't know what to do. It was horrible. But by the grace of God, I was protected because my manager, because we were cool with each other, he knew how I was, and everybody else did. Like it was like everybody else on the job pretty much rolled their eyes about her saying stuff. They were like saying, Giselle, I didn't even believe her, whatever. And so that's why your character is so important. I don't care what kind of environment you're in, whoever you're around, your character will protect you because people know who you are genuinely. They know how you are with people, even when people will lie on you. They know who you are. But more importantly, I believe that the Lord covers me and protects me and he knows me. But here's the last part about that situation with the coworker who I was attracted to. I actually ended up transferring to another location, to another store, because I didn't want to be in that environment anymore. After that ordeal, I eventually transferred to another store. And one day I went to the store. It was like a dollar store, some kind of dollar store, and I was just shopping for um, something for my kitchen because sometimes they have really good um, items for your kitchen. So I was there shopping, and guess who came in the store? You guessed right. The girl that I was attracted to, that I worked with, that I let her know that I was interested in. I didn't see her at all. She came up to me. Hi, Giselle. I was like, why? Why is she talking to me? And she said, how you been? I know that you went to another store. You transferred to another store. She said, I really miss you. And then she went on to say, do you still have my number? I said, no, I don't. I don't have your phone number anymore. And she said, well, here's my number. I think that we should talk to each other again. I didn't even let her know that I knew that she went to my manager and falsely accused me of harassment. The reason why I did not let her know is because I was still working with the same company. Even though I was at another store, it was the same company, and I did not want any drama. And all I said is, no, thank you. You have a nice day. And I walked out of the store. I didn't even buy anything that I came for. That's how serious I was in getting away from her. And after that, I never saw her again. I did hear from some people where she was asking about me. I literally had coworkers telling me, she was asking about you. She was talking like she missed you and everything. And I know they weren't lying because I saw her in the store, or rather, she saw me in the store because I was shopping and she came up to me. So I said all that to say this. When you go through rejection, it is actually protection because it will protect you from the wrong people. And there's women out here who claim that they're heterosexual, but they're really not. Some of these women secretly want to be with women, but I do not even get involved with women who are on the down low. And being on the down low is women who have a boyfriend, a husband, yet they still like to mess around with women in secret. I do not even get involved with women like that because they're very dangerous. And I am not attracted to women who are not openly themselves, meaning they're an open lesbian or same-sex attracted person, because there's so many complications with it. And I know how people can be very insecure. They will throw you under the bus sometime just to save their reputation. So as a lesbian woman, I know I have to deal with all of these complexities in life. You're dealing with homophobia, you're dealing with discrimination, you're dealing with coming out, because when you are a same-sex attracted person, you come out multiple times. Everybody you meet does not know you're gay or lesbian. They don't know. But when you come out to someone, it gets easier and easier. It gets to the point where you don't even think about it. But you have to be aware of your surroundings. You have to protect yourself at all times. So what I want to say about dating, once you go through that harsh experience of rejection, in which I have experienced, and I've experienced other forms of rejection from women who I was interested in, I learned from the experience. I used it as a lesson instead of a loss. I recovered. I'm still here. I'm still a lesbian. I still love women. I know that all women are not the same. And I know a lot of times people put on airs. They pretend to be someone they're not. Like, she actually really liked me. And there was other situations that let me know this woman liked me before I should say this. There were other situations that were going on that gave me hints that this woman was attracted to me before I let her know that I liked her on the phone. Like, she was doing certain things, body language, looks, before I decided I should let her know I'm interested. And turns out I was right. My intuition was correct. And ladies, your intuition, listen to your intuition, because it's always right. It was true. The woman liked me, but because she was probably afraid that people will find out that she likes women, she went and lied on me and made it look like I was lying on her. And she went as far as to the point where I could have lost my job. But you know, when people do mean things, when they betray you, when they put you in a position where it can cost you literally financially, your reputation, they will have to suffer those repercussions. I don't. I was being myself. And as a matter of fact, the more I was rejected, the more confident I became. And the reason why is because I exposed myself to the outcome. Meaning, instead of being afraid of the outcome, I said the only way that I'm going to overcome my fear is to expose myself to it. That means I made the first move. I let a woman know that I'm attracted to you. And whatever her response was, it wasn't going to kill me. I was just going to go on about my day, because I knew before I survived, before I made it before. And I know the closer I get to the woman who is meant for me will happen because I've prepared myself. I've gone through the process of trying to get to know women. And I understand that not everyone that I meet is going to like me. And that's fine. And if you are struggling with overcoming rejection from a woman, whatever situation you are in, you're still here. If you're listening to this message, you made it. And even if you're in the thick of it, because I know what that's like when you're like, what's going to happen next? How do I get out of this? You may even wish that you never let the woman know you liked her. But I just want you to know that do not be ashamed of the action that you took. That means you are brave. That means you are courageous. That means that you're confident in yourself. That means you know yourself. And you're getting a little bit closer to the woman that will be the love of your life. And just think about if you stop now, just think if you don't ever approach a woman again, you're going to be single forever. Who's to say that a woman will approach you? You don't know. I hope that a woman approaches you, but you also have to take a moment to be in her shoes. If a woman is approaching you, you have to think about her. It took a lot of guts for her to approach you as a woman. And that's why when women do approach us, be gentle, be kind, be thankful, because it's rare. Lesbians may make up no more than 5-10% of the population because we are not a large number of people. Most people are heterosexual. So when you get the opportunity of a woman approaching you, do not take that lightly. Don't dismiss it like, oh, it'll happen again. You don't know. And hopefully the woman that approaches you, you will like her in return. And then it's a start of a new relationship. But if you are the woman who approaches a woman who you are interested in, I hope that she is interested in you as well, so that it can be a start of a new relationship. But again, rejection is inevitable. As a matter of fact, rejection is a part of dating. We cannot expect everyone to like us. We cannot expect everyone to accept us. Because let's be honest, we're not attracted to every woman. And everybody is in their own place. You don't know that woman's situation. The woman, she may be married. The woman may already have a girlfriend. Maybe the woman just went through a divorce. Maybe she just lost her job and she's just not in a good mood. We don't know. So firstly, we do not need to take it personal when a woman rejects us, because we do not know what's going on in that woman's life. And we really do not know that woman. So she may not be good for you. And just look at it like, whoop, I'm good. I'm glad that that did not work out after all. Because when you meet the woman that is for you, you're going to appreciate her even more. You're going to be more faithful and committed to her, because you know, in hindsight, everything that you went through was required in order for you to meet the love of your life. I hope this message resonates with you. Please like, share, comment below, and don't forget to subscribe. My name is Giselle Wallace, lesbian life coach and author. Have a wonderful day.